Hello and welcome to Select and Reflect, the Oscar prediction podcast. We look at the Oscars that have come out in the recent past. We evaluate them. Hey, Luke, the Oscars happened.
Yeah, they did, and I once again stayed up and watched it, and
loser.
it was just it was a thrilling event.
Well, it was boring, right? Because you haven't told me any drama.
No, exactly. I was being sarcastic.
Good.
It was not that exciting at all. It did start at 11 p.m. and ended at like 3 a.m., which wasn't that bad. Because there's only a 4-hour time difference right now between America.
Yes,
and
I've heard.
Yeah, and the UK. So yeah, an hour earlier than normal it started. But yeah, there wasn't really that much going on, to be honest with you. Well, I say that. The main thing which was interesting, which was keeping me interested, was who's going to win. That was the hook, because there were some big awards that, of course, were handed out later on in the night, and people didn't know, who was going to win. Was it going to be Michael B. Jordan or Timothée Chalamet for Best Actor, for instance? Was Sinners or One Battle After Another going to win Best Director or Best Picture? So yeah, there was some genuine intrigue with the big awards later on in the show. So you could argue that's what the Oscars should be about.
Yeah, I think it's pretty boring. Who was the host? I actually don't know that. That's crazy.
It was Conan O'Brien.
Oh, okay, so that's good. He's a permanent fixture of sorts now.
Well, yeah, I don't know. He kind of implied it might be his last year, because apparently it's switching to YouTube TV soon.
Oh wow, that's fun.
The Oscars, which will be a bit weird. But yeah,
so they could have a YouTuber do it. Us, we could do it.
So they made a joke right at the end of the broadcast that, there was a skit from the final scene of One Battle After Another, or the penultimate scene where Sean Penn dies, and it was Conan dying, and then he's replaced by Mr. Beast.
I thought you were going to say Mr. Beast. Honestly, that would be great, because imagine how fast the Oscars would be if they had Mr. Beast. They'd be like, today I handed out just boom, boom, boom.
No, Timmy was right. It's going to go the way of ballet and opera. He got so much heat for that.
I love that he said that.
Timothée Chalamet, but he's right. Imagine if the whole industry, imagine the whole of Hollywood woke up the next day and movies were as popular as the ballet. They would be fucking terrified.
Yeah. So yeah, a little bear riding the car.
Yeah, it's not great. The whole thing isn't great. But anyway, let's get into our results. Because, of course, we did predict 18 categories for the 2026 Oscars, and we are going to go through and see who won, who got the most predictions correct.
Yes, absolutely. And, anything could happen, and that's what makes it so exciting.
Yes, of course. We did the same thing we did last year. There are pairs of categories. We have the first pick, or one of us has the first pick in one of the two categories, and then it basically means we can't have the same answer. So yeah, it makes it a bit more interesting overall. Anyway, Michael, let's get going with the first pairing.
Yeah, so the first pairing was Best Documentary and Best International Film, and I can reveal that the winner for Best Documentary was Mr. Nobody against Putin, which was predicted by you. So well done, and that was also your second pick, so nice one, dickhead.
Well, yeah, you had the first pick, of course, and you went for Perfect Neighbor, or The Perfect Neighbor. Last year it was funny because...
I hate you.
You had the first pick for this again last year, and you went for Porcelain War, which again was a anti-Putin, anti-Russian movie. And you were like, yeah, the Academy, they hate Russia, so it'll be Porcelain War. And I had the second pick, and I went for No Other Land, and it won. And this year, you were like, well, I've learned my lesson. The Academy doesn't hate Russia anymore. The Academy doesn't love Ukraine. So it's going to be The Perfect Neighbor, and Mr. Nobody against Putin will not win. But the Academy has changed its mind. It hates Russia once again. So Mr. Nobody against Putin is the winner. That was my second pick. So I was very happy when that happened. And you're very mad, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a little bit mad. Obviously, mostly I'm mad about the fact that the Academy continues to, I think, tacitly endorse Zelensky's imperialist war of aggression by suggesting Putin is a bad guy. That's kind of the main thing that bothers me personally. I tell you what, the real perfect neighbor is Russia.
Okay. Well, anyway, so I'm 1-0 up, and then we get on to the next pairing. The next category in the pairing.
Yes, which is Best International Film. And the winner here was Sentimental Value, which you also won. I picked The Secret Agent. In this case, it doesn't matter, who cares, because you got first choice. Yeah, I think I would have picked Sentimental Value if I had first choice.
Yeah, I thought it would be Sentimental Value, and yeah, it was. shout out Joachim Trier and Stellan Skarsgård and the other Norwegian actors who I can't pronounce their names. But yeah, no, it was a deserving winner there. And of course, it was either going to be one of the two because they were both nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah, and if I could do a bit of brand synergy, could I just say that we're actually going to be reviewing both of those films at the same, in competition just later on this week, if you can imagine such a thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm 2-0 up now, and we'll move on to the next pairing.
Yes, and the next pairing is Best Animated Film and Best Visual Effects, starting with, of course, Best Animated Film, where, again, you won, but again, you picked first, with K-pop Demon Hunters, and I went for Elio.
Yeah, it was always going to be K-pop Demon Hunters. This could have been my lock of the week. It was a phenomenon. People love the Demon Hunters, the Korean Demon Hunters. They can't get enough of them. And yeah, it seems like every few years there's like this viral sensation from Korea, like Gangnam Style. Remember
Style.
that?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Beautiful.
Yeah, BTS. And actually, you know what? The K-pop Demon Hunters was an American movie, though, to be fair.
Yeah, but, it's inspired by Korea.
Yeah,
they say that a horse born in they say I heard a wise man say if a mouse is born in a stable, that doesn't make it a horse.
Yeah. I love how you said it's inspired by Korea when it's like set in Korea. Like, it's inspired by Korea. Yeah, the whole movie takes place in Seoul.
It's loosely based on the concept of Korea.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to.
Should have been nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, with the source material being Korea.
So I'm 3-0 up now. Let's get on to the next category in the pairing.
No. I can't believe this. I need to pull it back fast. Best Visual Effects will be my opportunity to do that, where I can reveal that I won, and that was my lock of the week. Avatar Fire and Ash, sorry, I should say, was my lock of the week for Best Visual Effects. You could never have seen it coming. You went for Sinners. And yeah, so this means now it's only 3-2 to you. Yes,
so you had the first pick here, and it was your lock of the week, so you get 2 points because you chose it to be your lock of the week. And yeah, Avatar, well, you called it Avatar Fire and Ash. The streets are calling it Avatar Fire and Ass because it's not that good. It's not that good a movie. And yes, Sinners was, but in terms of visual effects, yeah, it was always going to be Avatar that was going to pick up the win here. So yeah, it's a 3-2 now, as you said.
Yes, absolutely. And now we have to move on to the next pairing, which is Best Sound and Best Original Song. Obviously, the logic for these pairings is pretty intuitive for most people. And we start with Best Sound, where I again picked again, and I again won again with F1, which was my prediction for Best Sound, and yours was Sinners. So yeah you were banking on music.
What you mean to say is you picked first, of course.
Yes.
Which is what you did, because we both picked. But yeah, you picked first for Best Sound, and you picked F1. And you were right. So even though I'm the big F1 fan here, you benefited from an F1 victory at the Oscars and not me. But yeah, it's just cool to see like F1 has won an Oscar because I know like Formula One, they'll love that shit. They'll love that because they want to make F1 more of a showbiz kind of thing. You know,
especially because they had to cancel their races in the Middle East. I heard it on the radio.
Yes, on the radio. Fucking hell. Yeah, they cancelled the Bahrain and Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I don't know why, but for some reason they had to cancel those events. So yeah, we'll move on to the next category in the pairing.
Yes, which was Best Original Song, where you picked first and you won, as is the ordinary theme, but as we've already seen, occasionally can be broken. You went for Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, which again makes sense. Because K-pop, that's pop. And I went for Sweet Dreams of Joy, whatever. It's from a movie about Verdi or something, who is an orchestra person, but who gives a shit? You won.
Yeah, Golden. What a song. What a banger.
I haven't actually heard it. Maybe I should listen to the song Golden.
I'm trying to think. Just let me remember the lyrics.
Oh yeah, I want to hear you sing it in your perfect Korean accent.
Well,
I want you to embody your, what's the fucking face? The complete Avril Lavigne. That's what...
Ah, yeah, but yeah, it's not sang in a Korean accent. It's sang in an American accent because it's an American film.
Boring.
So yeah, shout out Golden, and that means that I am currently winning 4-3.
Wow, yeah, okay, well done. But we move on to the next pairing, which is Best Production Design and Best Costume Design. And you were picking again, so looks like you're going to get even further ahead because you picked Frankenstein for Best Production Design, and you were right. It's more like Frank Design.
Yes.
Thank you.
So Frankenstein actually got the third most Oscars on the night, only beaten by Sinners and One Battle After Another, because it won in production design. spoilers, costume design, which is what's up next, and it also won in makeup and hairstyling. So yeah, Frankenstein, the third biggest winner of the night, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
but there you go.
Yeah, and of course you've already kind of done my job for best costume design. Frankenstein won, like you say, and the important thing is that I picked that. So you picked Sinners.
Exactly, yeah. You had the first pick here, and yeah, you picked Frankenstein, just like I did. Sinners and Hamnet for this pairing stood no chance against the mighty Frankenstein. So yeah, we'll move on to the next pairing, and this pairing
the
is
most interesting pairing.
It's so I was so excited when this happened.
Yes, I do think this is so. Obviously, the pairing is best casting and best cinematography. The two pairings, which are now these. Interestingly, you weren't sure what exactly was the logic behind this pairing, but now we see. Because in best casting, I picked first. I went for Sinners. You picked second. Went for One Battle After Another, and the winner was One Battle After Another. So you got that point. Picked, second.
Yeah, this was crazy. Well, crazy. So, obviously, this was the first time Best Casting was given out, and I would have picked Sinners if I had the first pick, but I had the second pick, so I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to go for One Battle After Another because, obviously, it was either going to be one of these two. These two movies were up against each other all night, and I thought One Battle After Another had better casting, and thankfully the Academy agreed with that. So yeah, they picked it, and I was like, "Oh, get in there!" That's an award or a category I have won. That I picked second in, and little did I know what was coming next in best cinematography. The next category, which of course was best cinematography.
Yes, so best cinematography. Again, what's interesting is that this time you picked first. You went for One Battle After Another again, and I went for Sinners. And Sinners won. So that's the interesting thing about this pairing. The second choice won both times.
Yes, the second choice won both times, and of course, for the first time, One Battle After Another was the second choice and won, and Sinners was the first choice and lost. And then, of course, the second time for best cinematography, One Battle After Another was this time the first choice and lost, and Sinners, which was the second choice, won. Yeah. So yeah, there is no better encapsulation of the battle between Sinners and One Battle After Another than this pairing. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's still just a point each for us.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, it just ended up not really affecting anything. And then we move on to the next pairing, the screenplay pairing. We start with best adapted screenplay, where you picked first One Battle After Another. You made that your lock of the week, meaning you get 2 points if this was right, and indeed it was right. So you picked up a nice 2 points there. Well done.
Yeah. I thought this would be One Battle After Another. Paul Thomas Anderson was going to win his first Oscar ever, and of course this was his third of the night. But yeah, One Battle After Another. I was very happy with my lock of the week, and we move on to the next category, which was Best Original Screenplay.
Yes, Best Original Screenplay, where I picked first, of course, and I went for Sinners, and I was right. You went for Marty Supreme. So there we go. Another point for me. Tally it up.
Yeah, it was always going to be Sinners, and Ryan Coogler picked up his first Oscar with this victory.
Yeah, they should call him Coogler.
Yeah, that was really good. So yeah, the scores are currently 8-6 to me. So it's quite tight as we move on to the actresses and actors.
Yeah, so we start with the Best Supporting as our first pair, and starting within that with Best Supporting Actress, where I picked first. I went for Amy Madigan, you went for Tiana Taylor, and the winner was Amy Madigan. I bet she wasn't Madigan about winning that.
No, she was not. This was the first award given out on the night, as it often is. And yeah, Amy Madigan, she won. Tiana Taylor lost, even though, the Academy say they love black girls. Well, they don't, clearly. That was a point to you, but speaking of Sean Penn, let's get on to the next category.
Best Supporting Actor, where you picked first, you picked Sean Penn, I picked Stellan Skarsgård, but the winner was Sean Penn. So, yeah. And also, maybe he can get Tiana Taylor on the rebound, so it's kind of a double win for him.
Yeah, Sean Penn wasn't actually there at the ceremony that night. So yeah, Kieran Culkin accepted the award on his behalf. But yeah, this was the most deserved award of the night. He was sensational in One Battle After Another, and he deserved that award. But yeah, he didn't even bother to show up. But yeah, at least he got a point for me.
Yeah, what a dickhead. Anyway, and then of course we're almost at the end. The penultimate pairing, we have.
Yeah, can I just say the scores currently?
Oh yes,
It's 9-7.
9-7. Okay.
It was pretty close up until this point.
Yes. And with that said, the penultimate pairing is Best Actress and Best Actor. We start with Best Actress, where you picked first. You went for Jessie Buckley. I went for Rose Byrne. Jessie Buckley won, as I think was pretty predictable.
Yeah, because she was a mother. She, gave birth in her performance. So yeah, obviously she's going to win. And as she said, it was Mother's Day in the UK. So yeah, it was always going to be her. This could have been my lock of the week. But yeah, so that puts me up 10-7. But the next award, this was the most anticipated award of the night. The next category, which was Best Actor, and we said in our predictions video, this could decide everything.
Yes, exactly. And I was burdened with being the one who picked first here, so I went for Timothée Chalamet. You went for Michael B. Jordan, and you also had that as your outside pick because you went second, and indeed Michael B. Jordan won.
Yes, so since this was my outside pick, of course, that's when we have a second pick, and we think, that second pick could actually be the winner, so we're going to select that as our outside pick, and we get 2 points if we are correct. This was the second pick that I banked on, Michael B. Jordan winning. He probably would have been my first choice if I went first, because I think the tides were turning towards him, which I'll get into in a sec. How Timothée Chalamet pissed everyone off. But yeah, Michael B. Jordan, he was, I think, the slight favourite, so I was very happy that you gave me the option to pick him second, and therefore he was my outside pick, and he did win. But do I think he deserved to win? That's another question. And I think the answer is unequivocally no, he did not deserve to win at all. There were many better performances, people who were nominated, and even Jesse Plemons, who of course was not nominated, who I think deserved a nomination for his performance in Begonia.
Yes.
But yeah, Michael B. Jordan winning it Best Actor for his role in Sinners. It's going to be one of those where people look back on and think, what the fuck happened? There's this post on Twitter which goes viral sometimes, which is, look at the last 10 years, all the best actor winners from the last 10 years, and you've got some real bad winners on there, some real winners where you're like, oh, how did that win? And this is just another one, Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, because I don't know anybody who watched that movie who thought, wow, Michael B. Jordan, he was fantastic. Delroy Lindo, for instance, I think he was better, just as an example. But yeah, maybe I'm going too far here, Michael, but I don't think he deserved to win this. Certainly not over Chalamet, for instance. Do you agree? I
do agree. I don't think that he is particularly. It's also he hasn't actually been in that many movies. I think I said this when we were talking about this for our predictions. Maybe not, but I don't really think I've actually seen him in any movies where I've been massively impressed by him. So I think he's possibly not even overall a very good actor.
This was his first nomination for Best Actor.
Yeah, I know. Well, but I wouldn't say he was snubbed in previous films where he wasn't nominated. Let me just say that.
Well, the point I was making is, he's not considered like a great actor. He's considered, a crowd. Respect him. Yeah. But yeah, he's not considered like a great actor. He's a popular actor for sure. People like him, and he's not bad. But it's not surprising he's never been nominated for an Academy Award. It's like back in the day, Arnold Schwarzenegger or Tom Cruise, for instance. I think Tom Cruise has got one nomination. But you wouldn't look at those famous actors, very famous actors, and say, wow, that's incredible, they haven't picked up an Academy Award nomination. And it's the same thing with Michael B. Jordan. And again, I don't really think he should have been nominated for his performance in Sinners, because I know he played two characters, but there wasn't anything great about what he did. Again, I think the side characters or the supporting characters were more interesting, and there were better performances there. But
they should have nominated one of the white people.
Yeah, well, they honestly should have. But I do wonder whether the N-word controversy at the BAFTAs helped him.
Yeah, you're right. It did help him, Luke. I mean, obviously, the BBC's loss is the Academy's gain.
Yeah.
Wait, did the BBC edit the BAFTAs?
Yes, they do.
Okay,
yes.
Good, yeah. And they should have edited it out, and then none of this would be happening.
Yeah, and then Chalamet would have won.
And everything would be right in the world. This was the worst thing.
Yeah.
This is the worst thing that's ever happened from someone shouting the N-word.
look, I don't know if the N-word thing helped him. It would be crazy and ridiculous and stupid if it did, but again, it may have, because this is how stupid the Oscars often are. But I think the real reason why Michael B. Jordan won is because people were really pissed off with Timothée Chalamet, which is what I'm going to talk about now. And that's what was really interesting, and what's been going on in the last few weeks with Chalamet being, attacked for his comments on ballet and the opera, even though he's completely right in what he said.
Yeah.
But the thing is, voting closed before that thing became a real controversy. What actually pissed a lot of people off was, apparently he said in an interview, this was in December while he was promoting Marty Supreme, he said, "I'm doing some top-level shit right here." That's what he said about his acting.
I saw that interview, yeah.
Yeah, and that annoyed people, because they were like, "Oh, you think you're so good, you think you're better than the rest of people." Like, it was a very arrogant thing to say. And of course, he's doing that to get headlines to promote Marty Supreme, who of course is this like arrogant character. And I think if he was playing a more neutered character, he maybe wouldn't have said something like that. But again, I think him doing such a good job at promoting Marty Supreme, and appearing in that rap video with SD Kid, that he did, all of this contributed to people thinking he was a bit too arrogant, and and this was kind of it was kind of a message that was being sent to him. It's like, calm down, even though I don't think that should really matter, to be honest. At all. It should be who had the best performance. What a crazy concept. And certainly Chalamet was better than Michael B. Jordan. But then again, I think Leonardo DiCaprio was also quite good. And again, Jesse Plemons too. So yeah, I'm not saying Chalamet should have definitely won, but the fact that he did not win is just, again, it's all political. It's all politics. And if you don't get the politics right, it can hurt you. And Chalamet did not play things that savvily,
I agree. And I also kind of agree with you that I think it's not really legitimate to hold it against him that he's confident, because I don't like false modesty. I feel like if someone's in contention for being best actor, then they should all be kind of dicks about it, because it's like, well, they are. Like, if you're in contention, like, so someone like Steven Seagal is famous for being arrogant, but like that's inappropriate because he's shit. But yeah, I would say anyone who's in contention for a best actor is allowed to be a dickhead about it.
Yeah, because Timmy has said that he's got this athlete's mentality, and he clearly has this outgoing personality, and some people again do not like that. Quite a lot of people apparently in the academy, they think people should be humble, and I or the actors, should be more humble, and I kind of agree. Again, I don't really like the arrogant attitude, but I don't think it should matter, to be honest. Like, give him the award if he's done the better job, but no, that's not how Hollywood works, of course. But even I'm unhappy he didn't win compared to Michael B. Jordan, but of course I get the 2 points for it for the outside pick. So yeah, there you go. But this was the major talking point of the night, which is why we talked about it for so long. But yeah, that puts me in a very good position, because now I have 12 points and you only have 7, which means, of course, I was after this was given out to Michael B. Jordan, this award, I was the winner.
Yeah.
On the night. So yeah, let's get to our final pairing.
Yep. Best director, best picture. It would be weird if we weren't doing either of those. So of course, by process of elimination, those are the only ones left. And we start with best director. You picked first. You said Paul Thomas Anderson. I said Ryan Coogler. I had that as my outside pick because I thought maybe, but unfortunately Ryan Coogler wasn't called the N-word. So you won and Paul Thomas Anderson won.
Yes, yeah. If only Ryan Coogler had been up there with Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo. Yeah. Having said that, of course, Delroy Lindo did not win his category for Best Supporting Actor. But then again, Sean Penn did say, "I like black girls." So exactly, Sean Penn was an ally. Yeah, Sean Penn was being an ally, so he got to win his award. But yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson won Best Director, his second award of the night, and it was, in my opinion, deserved. He deserved this certainly more than Ryan Coogler. Well, I say certainly. There wasn't a massive gap between, One Battle After Another and Sinners, but yeah, I'm glad he won, and it was my pick. So yeah, this was my last win of the night. Puts me on 13 points, and let's get to Best Picture.
Well, I say he who laughs last laughs best. It was my final choice for Best Picture. My first choice for Best Picture, but also my final choice. And I said One Battle After Another would win. You said Sinners. Yeah. It turns out I was right. It was One Battle After Another. Good. Well done. I suppose it was 2-horse race. Maybe it makes sense on balance, One Battle After Another one. Whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, that puts you on 8 points. So the final score was 13-8 to me. So I win again. I know we it's not really about the winning, just to take part. That's what matters the most. It's like all the actors say, it's not the winning. It's just being nominated that really counts. That's the true achievement. But one battle after another won. And was the big winner on the night. It won 6 times. Sinners only won 4, which means Sinners lost in 12 categories, which is what I said was going to happen. I said it was going to lose quite a lot, and that's what ended up happening. But Sinners and one battle after another. It's going to be one of the two. It's why, of course, you picked Ryan Coogler for your outside pick for best director. I thought maybe Sinners could do it, but no. One battle after another was too good, and that was quite unsurprising, and it concluded what was a fairly uninteresting Oscars, apart from best actor. That was the only real thing that kept me interested, hooked, throughout the night.
Yeah.
So Michael, anything else to say?
Not really. I suppose the one thing we're overlooking here is now we have an opportunity. We can call any black person we want the N-word, and we can claim that we're just being an ally who's trying to help them win awards. So let's look at the bright side here. We finally have the pass.
Yeah. Michael B. Jordan used to send some flowers to that racist up in Scotland. Yes. He says he has Tourette's. I don't buy it. But so there you go. There's another great year for the Academy. Another great year of movies, and we look forward to what 2026 has in store.
Yeah. Do you want to do the honors, Luke? I think last time I did it, so you can see us out.
You know what? You do it again, Michael.
Okay.
Go on.
Hit that music, Johnny.